Hello everyone, welcome to William in the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Mark. Mark is from London, but he lives in Lanzarote, in Spain. So let's see what Mark has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello Mark, how are you
Hello.
today?
I'm good, William. Thank you.
Thanks so much for taking the time this afternoon for the interview. Thank you.
No problem. I just hope that I'm not too boring for you.
No one is bored. I think everyone has a story to tell, for sure. Everyone, all of us. Tell me, how was your day today?
Uneventful. It's been Sunday, lazy Sunday. It's nice to have them. Just embrace doing nothing sometimes, eh? So still got my exercise in, and I did some reading, but pretty much just watching the snooker finals and just chilling with my dad. So it's been quite nice.
Oh, sweet. Do you have like a routine on Sunday, something that you do every Sunday or not? You just go with the flow?
No, I have a routine every day, which involves some form of exercise. I mix it up between walking, running, gym, um, cycling. I start my day. I get up around about 6 o'clock, straight up, straight out, get my hour and 20 minutes of exercise in. I always listen to an audiobook at the same time so that I'm actually working my brain out as well as my body, and then that sets me up for the day to either do nothing or do something.
Amazing. You can combine both your brain and your physical at the same time.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Mental health is obviously the most important thing. So, look after your mental health, and then the physical health will actually take care of itself. So,
Totally. And where are you from, Mark?
I'm from London originally, Paddington. But I haven't lived in London since excuse me with my phone. I ain't lived in London since the 80s. So I live in Wiltshire for most of the year. And when I'm not there, I'm in the Canary Islands. So this year I've been here for 4 months. So I'll probably go back in maybe a month or so, and then come back here. But generally, my summers are in England, and my winters are in the Canary Islands because I am a sun worshipper.
Wow, that's amazing. Imagine living summer all the time.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, if it wasn't for family commitments, I would probably have places in other countries so I could actually just keep moving. I'm definitely a hobo. I'm definitely a restless character, and I like to be moving all the time, really. So
Wow.
I really have I really like the idea of like getting a motorhome or something, um, and just going to the States for like 6 months and just traveling in a motorhome. So I did a 2-week road trip last year, last March actually, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. But I just literally drove from Miami to Houston in Texas, stopping in various places on the way, including like New Orleans. Had a beignet and at Cafe du Monde, and it was exquisite. It was just the best. So I was kind of, yeah, I want more of that really. So
Wow. Did you go on your own or you have some people with you
no,
in the
no,
job?
I went. No, I went with my wife, and yeah, just as us, just me and my wife. So it was perfect company, absolutely perfect company.
Oh.
Yeah, it was really good.
And how long was the journey since we started?
Well, so we started up. We actually went to Curacao first, and we met some friends there. So we actually had 10 days in Curacao, and then we flew to Miami. So then it was 2 weeks. We ended up actually going to, like I said, from Miami to Houston, Texas. Then we flew to Canada,
Ah,
and then we went to a concert there, watched the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and then we drove back over the border, and we met up with some friends in Washington State. Had some a bit of time with them, bit of fun with them, and then yeah, came back home again. But yeah, it gave me a bit of a taste for the States. Up until then, I didn't really think that much of it. It was kind of like take it or leave it, but it is a spectacular place to visit.
amazing. And what do you do for work, for living, Mark?
For money, so I'm a businessman. I've got a couple of businesses, and I'm very fortunate enough to have some very good people running them for me. So yeah, I kind of don't do a great deal anymore, but yeah, it's I'm kind of living the dream really. I'm very lucky man.
Oh, wow. And what's the best part of being a businessman?
Being able to feel financially secure to pursue things that generally people love to do but can't afford to do them all the time. So yeah, it just makes me I'm quite blessed. I've got a very blessed life really because I can actually pursue all the things I enjoy doing, you know.
Tell me, and where is so you said that you're living in, you stay sometimes in the Canary Islands right now as well.
Yeah, that's it.
Anywhere specific?
Well, Lanzarote.
Islands.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have a place in Lanzarote, so yeah, I'm generally there. I mean, although I do tend to travel, I'm a very keen motorcyclist, and it's very easy to island hop. So I generally, sometimes we just go off for a few days and go to Fuerteventura and then Gran Canaria and maybe Tenerife, and but generally Lanzarote is my base of operation, and it's a wonderful place.
I was looking some of your, your videos, motorcycle, like going around. I think it feels free. It's like freedom.
Amazing. It really, really is. It really is freeing. It's something special actually, and actually it's like a brotherhood as well. Really, there are women in the group as well, so it's not just men, but it is. There's this a kinship. Even when you're riding down the road, there's everybody acknowledges, motorcyclists acknowledge each other. You know, in the UK, just give yourself a little nod of the head. But in Lanzarote and most of Europe, you either put your leg out or you actually, wave. It's just nice. It's a nice feeling. Kind of just feel as like all connected, you know. And if you go to a place where there's other bikers, not necessarily Hell's Angels. I've not experienced that, but they're very people will come up, they'll talk. I've done a few tours on my own of Europe, and I've always got people to talk to. You know, if I stop where there's other bikers will always come over and have a chat and just exchange stories and friendships. You know, so it's great.
Amazing. Very good. So during the journey, I'm going to explore a little bit more about your life and also about your journey so far. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mark, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and share your point of views?
I'll try. I'll certainly listen to you.
Amazing. Welcome to William in the Magic Box. So I've got him a best. Okay, full of random fun questions. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to play a song now just for us to relax a bit before the first question, okay? Let's do it. All right, so before we start the game, during the join, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about, some reason you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
Of course.
Right, first question for you is, define yourself in a season of the year and why? And I think it's going to be very easy for you.
It's not, because it depends on what mood I'm in. But of course, I'm going to tell you I'm summer because it's the most positively charged and fun and enjoyable time of the year. But like most people, like the seasons, I change depending on my situation. But I'm going to say summer just for you.
Is your birthday around summertime?
No, it isn't actually. I'm a winter child, just after Christmas. So I'm a Capricorn, if you believe astrology. Yeah. So winter is my birth.
I see. Okay. Next question. Let's do it. Hey, Mark from London. Next question is: if you could stay any age for the rest of your life, what age that would be and why?
25. Even think about that. I thought about that loads of times. 25 is a great year to be, a great age to be. I think it's old enough where you've pulled all your levers, your personality levers, You have formed most of your opinions about things, and I think you're kind of shaped as a person at 25. You can build on that, of course, and yeah, you're your fittest, your healthiest, you're most agile. It's just a great age, I think. 25 is a great age. So inside, I'm still 25 though.
When you look back, when you were 25, what was the highlights of your age at the time? Tell me something that you remember when you were 25 that you're always going to remember.
Well, look, this is the problem, because youth is wasted on the young. And at 25, I didn't realize what a gift it was to be 25. So that's quite a difficult question to answer. It's in retrospect that I realized that 25 was my golden year. But when I was 25, I didn't realize it. But I think it was just the whole excitement of still having my life ahead of me.
Mm-hmm.
And the uncertainty of where I was going to end up, and relationships, certain freedoms. But it's all encompassing, really. But yeah, as an answer to your question, 25, it was good. It was a good time for me.
Aging for you, it's something that bothers you, or is just see as a matter of life?
Well, it's a matter of life. Of course, I've gone through a phase of it bothering me, as most people do. You know, you get older and you, like I say, you feel 25 years old. And sometimes I forget that I'm not. And it's a case of, sometimes I forget that, I kind of catch a glimpse of myself in a reflection or something. And I'm like, double take. Wow, is that me? I'm looking old. But no, you have to just accept it. It's part of life, really. So yeah, I'm comfortable. I've become comfortable with it. I'll still fight it a little bit, and I do think it's mindset. You can have two people the same age, and one would be significantly older than the other based on mindset. I certainly don't use words like, "Oh, I'm getting old now," and
Right.
I still in my mind want to remain as young as I can for as long as I can. So yeah.
I think aging, I see aging is a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? It feels like, my God, I can see my life behind with a lot of, memories and challenges and things that I went through. But at the same time as well, I think you go, as you said, you go like, sometimes you go like, okay, if I was that age, with the knowledge that I have right now, I think it'd be, something different. But again, I think every stage of your age or life, there's a beauty behind, and there's something powerful that as well, that it comes with age. It comes just at that time. You just realize when you are there.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. Yeah.
Next question. Let's do it. Yes, you can always dance with me for sure. Before the next question, tell me, growing up in London, one of, people when think about London, my God, such a diversity city, beautiful, big city, people always on the go. How was for you growing up? When you think about your childhood memories, what do you think about growing up in London?
Funny enough, when I moved from London, I didn't miss it, but it gave me lots of sort of diverse experience, because I grew up in a time in London where there was a massive multicultural sort of society. Certainly within my school, for example, you had Portuguese, you had Spanish, you had Ghanaian, you had Australian, you had so within my class it wasn't just English children. So I learned quite a lot, and I kind of had a bit of a taste for different languages as well, different cultures. And I had several friends with, from several cultural backgrounds, and I was very fortunate enough to be invited to their houses and meet their families and have dinner with them, and to see how they did it. Like my friend Rohan from Sri Lanka, how his family, mixed at the dinner table and what they ate. And some other friends from Gambia, some other friends from Iran, and I think it put me in a really good sort of mindset of seeing people as just people, and I think it really helped me socially as well. So I didn't become insular, and stay within my own kind of cultural ideals. So that's probably the most positive thing about London. Yeah, it was good times.
I see. Okay. Next question for you is, describe yourself in 3 words.
Complicated, interesting,
Okay.
and funny. I like to think so. So I always try to inject humour, but yeah,
And when
they'll
you
probably change tomorrow.
Good, we're always changing. That's a good thing. I think it's always good to, to describe yourself in different ways. Saying that, when you think about yourself, what's the best part of being Mark? What do you like the most about being you?
I think my background. I think that I've got a very liberal mindset, and I think I'm very open, and I think I'm very patient. I'm certainly very caring, and I have my parents to thank for that upbringing. So that's in a nutshell. I'm quite the financial aspect of it and financial dependence is something I've worked on, but I was raised. With some very, very good values. So yeah, that's what I'm pleased. I'm a very lucky person to have been born at this time. In human evolution, not knowing war, not knowing hunger, not knowing, so I'm very, very, very fortunate.
Which person in your family you always been very close to?
And my mother, yeah, mummy's boy, as most boys are. So yeah, she's a very inspiring lady. Yeah, yeah, I've got so many fond memories of her. And yeah, I miss her dearly. But yeah, she's my inspiration.
Amazing. Very good. Ready for another question?
Sure.
Let's do it. Next one. Yes. Next question for you is, what is one movie you could watch over and over again?
Oh, I love that question. That is a good question because I love movies. Uh, but I do have several that I could watch over and over again for different reasons and for different moods. I'm going to say, though, I think the film I watched the most, and it's not a manly film, I'm afraid, is probably Forrest Gump.
Okay.
Just because I really like what the film stands for, and I really like the journey, and I think it's just so cleverly written. It's a really lovely feel-good film with lots and lots of real positive messages. So yeah, that's my favourite film. I'd say that I would watch. Consider if I had to watch one film over that. That's it. That's the film.
And when was the last time you watched it?
Probably last year. I'm gonna say. I generally have it downloaded. If it pops up on Netflix or something like that, I'll fire it down, and on the plane that'll be my go-to. Or if I just see it like pop up somewhere. But yeah, I reckon I must have seen that like 10 times already.
Wow. So. When you, as you said about movies, I love movies as well. I think it's such a therapy watching a movie in the cinema. I think for me, it's just like I forget about everything what's happening outside. There is like an actor, an actress that for you, even though, they're going to be on a movie, you just don't need to watch the trailer. It's going to be a good movie that you would watch just knowing this person will be there. There's anyone?
There is a few. I would say that's a really good question. Ryan Gosling. I think he's been in some very, very good films. As a character, I like him. As a personality, I think he's fantastic. Tom Hanks, of course, he's definitely somebody I would go for dinner with. He's such an interesting chap. So yeah, actually, I'm going to go with Tom Hanks. Actually, he's probably the most inspiring guy. He's very, very interesting chap.
Amazing. 3 questions left.
Let's do it.
Before the next question, of course, living in Spain, Lanzarote, weather, good food, good people, you always feel like you are in holidays. But the flip side, since you've been living there, what's something that for you find difficult or challenge that for you it doesn't combine with the sun and the good mood of living in Spain? There's something?
Yes, unfortunately there is. Yeah, my dad lives here, and he's terminal with cancer. So I need to look after him. It is what it is. But yeah, it can be quite a difficult time. It's certainly not all, sun, sand, and sangria. But I'm very lucky to spend the time with him, and that's one of the reasons why I spend so much time out here as well, just so that I don't have any regrets later down the line. So
I see. Oh, and you are more there because of the reason, or he was already there, living there in Spain?
my dad was here first. So yeah, so it started out as me visiting, and then I got a place here and was coming here more. So yeah, I visited it before his diagnosis. Both my mum and my dad lived here partway through the year. So yeah.
Amazing, very good. Next question is, what is the scary thing that happened to you?
Scariest thing?
Yeah.
Well, I got attacked and one time when I'd been out drinking and quite violently beat up by a group of guys and ended up in hospital. And it took me probably about 3 months to recover. That probably knocked me back a little bit, especially socially. And the strangest thing happened actually, because I've always seen myself as quite a strong-willed and certainly not a shrinking violet, but it kind of made me almost agoraphobic, where I didn't like leaving the house, and that probably took me another year to get over that as well. So yeah, for me personally, that was probably the most scariest thing that's happened to me.
Wow. Have you forgiven those people, those guys?
Of course. I was young, they were young. I was drunk, they were drunk. So yeah, I'm alive. So
good one. I think if forgiving people is about forgiving ourselves as well. You know what I mean? Being a good place.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
2 questions left. Let's do it. Next question is, what did you think was the most challenging part of being a kid?
Oh. So I've got unfortunately, it's not a fun one for me. Mine's actually quite morbid. It was the day that I realized what death was, and I was about 6. And it frightened the life out of me, and it stuck with me. I developed morbid phobia throughout my childhood because of it. Again, it sculpted me and it made me value things, but I had anxiety on a daily basis. About my anxiety, I had to really work on how to be present, which is something I did accidentally, actually, to kind of get myself out of it. So yeah, not a fun one, I'm afraid.
Okay, it's just not. I love it. It's just something genuine that happened to you. Knowing the person you are right now, the place where you are right now, if you had the superpower of going back to that situation and erase from your memories or for your, journey, would you take it out or you'd keep it, knowing the person you are today?
We would take it out because it was unnecessary, and I learned as I got older how to deal with that phobia, with that fear, because it's in everybody. It's in everybody. But I do feel like it ruined certain aspects of my childhood because I spent too much time being anxious. So no, I would take it out.
I see. All right. Ready for the last question?
Of course.
Let's do it. Last one. But before the last question, living abroad, of course, you meet different people, with different, opinions. For you, being British, being from London, what's something that people, talking to, meeting other people from other nationality, what's something that people get right about London or about England or about English people, and what's something that people get completely wrong?
That's an interesting question. Unfortunately, I think the thing that they get right is, I think it's a more of a situational observation. Obviously, you have a lot of Brits in Lanzarote that are here on holiday, so they're seeing a version of them that's not realistic. Where they're getting drunk, they're not used to drinking, they're being loud, they're being leery. So they get that wrong. Because they're judged on that aspect. They need to see them same people in their home settings where they're actually more reserved, and you act differently, don't you? In your day-to-day life, you generally act differently. When you're on holiday, you let loose, you just want to relax, and you can be a pain. You can be leery and excited, and all these great things that make the holiday great is not necessarily true of people that need to witness it. So, or certainly sit next to you at a dinner table with their family whilst you and your friends are all drunk, scoffing down a curry.
That's funny. And what's something that people get right?
So, I think they get right that British people generally are quite reserved. When you look at other cultures, they tend to say a lot more what's on their mind. In England, you've got people that are reserved and they think about what they say before they say it, so as not to offend. But then on the other end of the spectrum, you've got some British people that have got this attitude that they feel that by being honest and just saying what's on their mind is the best way, whether it offends or not. And that's something that I think is kind of the contrast. But
Amazing. Good. Last question is, oh my God, this is my favorite question of the Magic Box, and it came up to you.
Okay.
Send away a message to someone, but you don't need to tell who this message is for.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Any
message at all? Well, my message would be, don't forget to work on yourself every single day. That's my message.
Okay. Amazing. Okay. I'm sure the person is going to go like, okay, I'm sure he's talking about me. I'm sure this message is for me. Right, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game, okay? I'm going to give away some words. Just tell me one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay?
Okay.
Okay, one word for money.
Security.
Fear.
Fear?
Fear, yeah.
Scared.
Okay, family.
Love.
Life.
Everything.
Okay. One word for love.
Love.
Yeah.
Everything.
Okay. Sex.
I was going to say everything again, but I'll change.
I was about to say he's going to say
passion,
everything.
Passion.
Okay. Religion.
Faith.
Friendship.
Love.
Okay. Politics.
Boring.
Desire.
Craving.
Regret.
Sorrow.
Success.
Triumph.
One word for wish.
Desire.
Okay. Happiness.
Cheerfulness.
Okay. One word for London.
Hometown. Home.
Okay, one word for England.
Um, Queen.
Okay, what'd you say?
Queen.
Right, and one word for the royal family.
The royal family.
Yeah, one word.
Pride.
Okay, one word for Lanzarote.
Uh, I'm not very good at this game. My mind races too much.
No right or
Uh,
wrong, whatever comes to your mind.
Love is love.
Okay. And the last one now, businessman, one word.
Serious.
Oh, I like that. Interesting. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your lovely wife for a coffee, and I'm going to ask her, define Mark in one positive word and one negative word only. What should say?
Kind.
Mhm.
Moody.
All right, you're saying that.
You know I can be moody.
Let's play now, Mark, in the magic box, and you can ask me a question. But before that, let's play the music one more time. Let's do it. Let me see you moving again. Let's do it. There you go. But actually, before you ask me the question, what's your favorite Spanish word?
Oh dear. Probably. I don't know. Amigo.
Ooh,
Probably.
good one. Good one. We say in Portuguese the same as well, amigo. Good word. Okay, you can ask me a question now, Mark.
Okay, so I've looked at some of your previous interviews, and you said you're from Brazil.
Yeah, origin from Brazil. Yeah.
So why did you move from Brazil?
Do we have another 2 hours to talk about? I'm, jo-
Okay.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Yeah.
Right. So growing up back in Brazil, I fell in love with the English language. I was 11 years old, 12 years old, and I remember I had a scholarship. My mom was working in a house where the owner she was an English teacher. She still owned this English school actually. And I said to my mom, I said, can you ask her and if she can give me the scholarship because my parents couldn't afford? And she said, yes, she talked to her and she gave me the scholarship. So I'll study English like in the evening, like it was a private school. And I was having those twice a week. And I fell in love with the language. And I always had a dream. Growing up, I had a dream to live in a country where I could speak English every single day. So that's one of the main reasons I left Brazil. And of course, I wanted to help my family, to give them a better life, this and that. So when I was 19, I literally left Brazil all the way to Portugal. I lived in Portugal for 5 years, and I've been living in London for the last 18 years now, 18 years. So, I'm cutting a lot about the journey because it's been such an amazing journey, and I'll tell you, Mark, I meant to be in London, and I'll tell you, I live a dream because I speak English every single day. So that was the main reason why I think I've always been passionate about the language. It's so, I remember like studying and seeing those, all my books like Big Ben, the Eiffel Tower in Paris, all those big monuments around the world. And I was like, my God, I want to be there. I want to see there in real life. And so yes, it's interesting how life takes direction you're not expecting. Back in Brazil, the South America, we have our tendency is to go to the USA, the America dream.
Yeah.
Long story short, life directed me here to Europe, and I'm very, very happy to be here. And London is home now. I love being here. And that's a little bit of my journey since I got here to London. Yeah,
Beautiful.
yeah,
Lovely.
great to be here.
Wonderful.
Did you enjoy the interview?
Very much so. Yeah. Yeah. Very much so indeed. Yeah. Yeah. It's good.
Thanks
It's good
so
to talk
much.
to you. Yeah. It's
Thanks so
nice.
much. Thanks so much for taking the time. Thanks for being so kind and accept the invitation. Take the challenge. Yeah, as you're, hesitate a little bit, but now we just made memories.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, yeah.
Be-
Like I say, it's good to
Before
talk to you.
before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
Yeah. So, wow. Where do I start with that? I think the easiest one is something you prompted me for was a famous quote or saying, which is attributed to Mark Twain. And it goes something like, "Now I am an old man, I have lived a life of troubles, most of which never happened." And yeah, that's the one that sticks to my mind the most, because that's the one that, you suffer with anxiety and you're worried about things
Mhm.
that are going to happen. And genuinely, we all know that 90% of the time they do not transpire. Um, and if they do transpire, they don't transpire in the way that you feared them. And you always cope better than you thought you would. So,
Amazing. Very good one. I like that. Thanks so much. Regards to your family, to your wife, and you keep in touch. Okay. It was a pleasure. Okay. Thanks so much, Mark. Enjoy your
thank you,
evening.
William. Take
Take care.
care.
Good
Bye.
night. Bye bye.
Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye. See you next time.